Welcome back everyone. So in today's video I will be showing you how to connect Amazon S3 to Databricks Unity Catalog. Alright, so this is going to be a simple flow, and that's what we will be doing in this video. So we'll just connect Databricks to S3, and the call for that will be to ingest any data that we may have on AWS S3. Right, and just quickly, if I show you the data intelligence platform here for Databricks, so this is Databricks data intelligence platform, and this is a diagram that Databricks created, so you can see how the whole end-to-end flow will look like for your data, right? So on the left side here you will have your data sources, and then in the middle here you have Databricks data intelligence platform that is doing the transformation. So this is where you'll be doing your like transformations, mostly heavy transformations. And then on the right side here you will then have the consumers of the data that is coming from the source here. So when we talk of S3, S3 will then sit somewhere on the left side here, and if you look at this diagram here, let's assume these are your data sources, and maybe we can pick one example as a SaaS application here, or it can be like application logs or IoT devices generating data. Then what you want to do for a situation like that is you don't want to send that data directly to Databricks, but instead you want to stage it somewhere before you move it over to Databricks. And a good place to do that will be a packet or a data lake like S3. So you can have S3 sit somewhere in here, right? So it can be sitting between your sources and your Databricks platform. And in this scenario here, you have here page ingestion, CDC, streaming. So you can have your sources stream data or do the CDC load to your Databricks, sorry, to your S3 data lake, and then from there then you go ahead and load that data to Databricks. And you can use a tool like autoloader for that, or you can just go ahead and do the traditional copy from, or just read directly from your S3 and create your tables in Databricks. So that will be where S3 will sit. And so in this video, you know, if you have a use case like that, I want to show you how to connect your Databricks environment to S3 so that you can be able to ingest your data from there. Right, so let's go over now to Databricks. So I will go over here to Databricks. So this is my Databricks account here, and this one is running on Databricks free edition. So I did a video previously where I went through the steps on how to sign up with free edition, and yeah, so this is the one that we'll be using. So if you want to know how to do that, I will put the link for that video in the description, so that you can maybe follow the steps there and get yourself logged in as well. Alright, so once you're here now, the next thing that you want to do in order to connect to S3 is to go over so there are two places that you can go. You can go over here to catalog and then go to external locations. So in order for you to connect to S3, you do need to create an external location. So you need to create and point that packet in S3 as an external location in Databricks. Okay, so you do need to do that. And I will be showing you how to do that in a minute. The other way to do that will be to go through jobs and pipelines. So if you go to jobs and pipelines, and then you will want to click into ingestion pipeline, because we are trying to ingest data. And let's assume our data then is in S3. So you can see here we have a connector for Amazon S3. So what you want to do is go ahead and hit here where it says Amazon S3, and basically that will bring you to this location here where you can then also go ahead and create your external location. There are some documentation here that Databricks provides, so you can read through and see, you know, what needs to be done in order to create a external location. So that's in case you want the details. Right, so once you're here, then you can go ahead and create your external location. So however way you go, if you go straight from here and just you know, click create the external location, it will bring you here, and if you go here, it will also bring you to the same place. So you can see however you go about it, it doesn't matter, it will bring you to the same place. Now in order to create an external location, there are two options here. So you can see there is an option for AWS Quickstart and there's another one for manual. So this AWS Quickstart one will use CloudFormation, so you don't really need to do much here. All you have to do is just enter the information that you need and CloudFormation will create it for you. The other one here, manual, this one you will have to do the work yourself, so you'll have to enter and manipulate the IAM roles so that you can like Databricks can be able to communicate with AWS. So this one is recommended, and we will go with this recommended option. Okay, so if we go back here, then what you want to do is click next here, and right here you do need to put your S3 bucket. So there are two ways you can go about this. You can put the name of the bucket here, and CloudFormation will create the bucket for you, or you can go ahead and pre-create the bucket and then just put it here. So we'll actually go with the second option there. Let's go ahead and create our bucket in AWS account, and then we'll just come and point it there. So when you come to your AWS dashboard here, then what you want to do is go to S3. So I'm going to go to S3, and if you don't see S3 there, just type S3 here, and it will take you to the same place, right? So here I already have a bucket called CK Data Tech Landing, and I created this previously. If you want to create a new bucket, you can just go ahead and put the name of the bucket here, and then go ahead and hit create down here. I'm not going to do that. We will be using this Data Tech Landing bucket, and I will assume that this will be my landing bucket. I'll be ingesting my data and landing them to, right? So I will then go ahead and use this bucket. So all you have to do is get the root bucket name. So for this, we'll just go ahead and copy this bucket. So just copy the name of the bucket. You don't need to worry about the rest of these subfolders. You just need the root bucket. So we'll take that, and then we'll go back over here and we'll just paste it right here. Okay, so just paste the name of the bucket here, and then the next thing we need to do here is to generate the access token. So this access token will be used later in this step so that CloudFormation Stack can be able to use it, and it's going to be used to authenticate it back to our Databricks account, right? So that's the one that AWS will be using to communicate to our Databricks. So I'm just going to generate a new one, and then I am going to paste that one here temporarily. And then what we need to do then next is to go ahead and launch in Quickstart. Okay, so you click that, and it's going to bring you to this section here. Okay, so this is CloudFormation Stack, and we can update this stack then, and this stack is going to create for us our external location. Is going to create a storage credential. Okay, so there are two if you go to external locations here, there are two things that are critical for this. So external location will be the bucket where your files are located, and for that to happen, there needs to be a storage credential. So this is kind of like a IAM role that Databricks then will use, and that IAM role will have access to the bucket, right? To the bucket where your data lives. So we don't have to do any of that, but if you had to do this manually, then you will have to create a role and then make sure that you have the external ID from your Databricks in that role, as well as that role having read access to read and write access to your bucket, right? But mostly read access, especially if you just want to ingest data. So all of those roles, you'll have to test it yourself and make sure that you have what you need. So what we need to do then here is this is our CloudFormation stack here. So I'm just going to, this is a stack name, and we are going to update this and just call this CK Data Tech Demo here. Okay, and you can update this whichever way you like. Okay, so I'm just going to call it that way, and right here we just need to paste that access token that we got in the previous screen, and the rest of this should be good, right? So you can see the role that will be created for you is this Unity Catalog prod UC master role. So this is the name of the role that will be created, and you can see here it says in bold, do not modify. So just leave it the way it is, and then I think that's pretty much it. So we'll just scroll to the bottom here and we'll hit here where it says acknowledge that I acknowledge that AWS CloudFormation might create IAM resources with custom names, so that is okay with me. Okay, and then just go ahead and hit the where it says create. All right, so you go ahead and hit create, and the CloudFormation stack then is going to begin and create for you your resources, right? So it's going to go create some stuff here, and towards the end, the most important one will be that it will also here, I think one thing it's going to do here is connect to your S3 and make sure that that packet exists. And if it doesn't, it's going to go ahead and create it, and as long as you have the permissions to do it, and then it is going to go back to our Databricks environment and then create our external location, and it's also going to create the storage credential that then will be used to connect to your S3. So this might take like a few minutes to complete, so we'll just let it run, and when it is done, we'll get back. Okay, so it looks like most of these resources are done. So let's go back to Databricks and see if our external location has been created now. Okay, so there we go. So you can see now that we have our external location created here, and this is the name of the external location, and it is pointing, the URL is pointing to this S3 bucket here. Okay, and we mentioned that there's a credential that will be created, so you can see that's a credential here, and if you go to credentials, you will see that we have now a storage credential created, and this is going to be the IAM role that that credential is using in order to connect to our S3. All right, very nice. So we have now successfully created our external location, and from here we can just then go ahead and start ingesting our data, right? So this external location is required if you need to ingest data either through autoloader, creating pipelines and stuff like that, or if you just want to upload a CSV file or a packet file or any other file that can be JSON to S3 and just get your data from there. That is also going to be the process, right? So the steps should not be different. So let's go ahead and let's go over to our CK data tech landing packet now. So right here in this packet, looks like, yeah, so I already had some data here. I'm not going to use any of this data. So what we'll do here in Databricks here, I'm going to create another folder here called demo, subfolder called demo, right? And then I'm going to just create this, and we will put a CSV file here. So I'm going to upload a CSV file here. Let me see if I can load anything from my local environment. So I will go ahead and just, let's see, we have there's a product CSV file here, so I'm just going to use that. I don't know what's in there, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and upload this file right here. Okay, so that's going to be the CSV file. Let's see what's in this CSV. So if we download this CSV file here and open it, let's see what's in there, right? So yeah, so it's just some basic file here with some data in here. So let's assume that that's the file that we want to load to Databricks. So how do we go about that? Okay, so once you have your file loaded now, so one thing then I can do is I'm going to copy this URI here, copy the S3 URI. I'm going to copy that, and then we can go over to Databricks now. So from here you can start ingesting your data, right? So if you want to create a table or you want to read a file from S3, then you are free to do that. You can write a notebook that's going to do that, or you can just create a pipeline that is going to do that. So you can work, you can go about whichever way you want to go or to use in order to access your data. But let's go ahead and read that data here. So if I go here and that just say select star from, I think we can use read files, and then just put the name here. Okay, so that is going to be, we'll just paste the name here, and that is that's going to be the location of our file, and this is going to be in S3. So you can go ahead and then run this. So the compute needs to be running, so our data warehouse, SQL data warehouse needs to be running. So you can see here it's going to start, and then once it's started, it's going to try and execute this file here, and then we'll be able to see the data showing up here once our compute is up. So that one is ready now. Let's see if it's able to connect to our file in S3. There we go. So you can see it successfully connected, and we are able to see our data here in our Databricks environment. So you know, from here, if you wanted to create a table, then maybe then you can go ahead and create, let's say maybe create a table, and this one is products. Let's say if we wanted to create in maybe ELT demo. Okay, so ELT demo catalog, and we want to name the table products and then us. Okay, so that is I think that's going to be enough, hopefully. So this is going to be a delta table, and this is going to get our data from S3. So this is going to be a managed table. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run that, yeah, we'll see if that one works and runs properly. So this is CTAS or CTAS. We are creating data from S3, so it seems like that one worked. So if we select star from our products table now, products table in ELT demo, let's see if we are able to see that. Okay, there we go. So we have our table there now, and you can see if you go back to the ELT demo, I think it's default, was it? ELT demo, where did we put it? It was ELT demo, workspace ELT demo. Yeah, I think it's going to create it somewhere here. Let's see if we can refresh this. So it might be somewhere here as products. Not sure where it will create that. ELT demo, oh, it's here, workspace ELT demo right there. Okay, so it created right here, right? So our table has been created now, and we are able to connect to our S3. So you can also use the same method if you want to create a pipeline. So if, let's say you have Parquet files in S3 that you want to ingest into your Databricks and create pipelines to use autoloader to bring that data over, you can use the same process. So you can just go ahead then, and maybe you can work with Genie AI and just tell Genie AI to, you know, go ahead and read this location and ingest the data from there and create for you pipelines. So you can do all of that. And actually in the last video that I made a video on how to create end-to-end ELT pipeline, and we kind of, you know, you use the same process where we ingest the data from API to S3, and then used Genie to get our data from S3 and create as pipelines, and then went ahead and orchestrated those pipelines. So that is basically the process. So, you know, if you wanted to know how to connect to S3 and read that data from Databricks, that is how you go about it. Alright, so that's what I wanted to show you again in this video, just quickly how to connect your Unity Catalog to Amazon S3, read the data from there, and even potentially build pipelines for data that is in S3. So I hope that was helpful, and if it was, please give it a thumbs up, and also do subscribe to the channel if you have not. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.